If your home is like my home, you have a kitchen where you, among other things, prepare and maybe also eat your meals. Again, if you're like me, you of course stand and walk around on the floor of the kitchen, and you don't try to walk on the ceiling or on any of the walls. And you don't try to place, say, a bowl of soup on the wall because it would immediately spill to the floor. Actually, the very idea of trying to operate your kitchen, or for that matter, any other room in your home in this way seems silly and stupid. Imagine trying to sleep in a bed that was placed vertically on the wall or bolted to the ceiling. Now, the reason this is such a futile thing to contemplate is that when you try to walk on the wall or the ceiling, you are clearly trying to operate as if one of the physical laws of nature does not apply to you. And we call it the law of gravity. And ignoring the law of gravity or trying to live as if it doesn't apply to you will only result in injury, chaos, and unhappiness. In short, a mess. But suppose we don't believe in gravity. Suppose there are a lot of us that reject the traditional idea of gravity. Suppose we all join together and pass a law that says that we can walk on the ceiling and live upside down if we choose. Same result. We fall to the floor. We get hurt. Despite man's attempt to defy gravity, gravity is immutable. Obviously, we can clearly see that the law of gravity, one of the physical laws of the universe, is not within our power to ignore or to repeal. We really can't break it without getting broken by it. This is because gravity is part of God's creation. It is the way He made the world. It is real. And to ignore it is to play make-believe. But what about the moral laws of the universe? Do they come from the same lawgiver? Are they also immutable? Well, the founders of America thought they were, and the American legal system is based on the belief that they are. In the American view, governments are supposed to recognize and to defend God-given rights to life and to liberty and to property. But when governments try to invent rights, like the right to kill your own child, or the right to have a job, or the right to marry someone of your own sex, isn't it trying to ignore or repeal the immutable moral law? Isn't it trying to walk on the ceiling? As I watch the unfolding chaos and destruction in Ferguson, Missouri, I can't help but think that this is the result of man's sinful desire to make up his own moral laws. At one time in our history, we looked to God's Word to determine what was right and what was wrong. This was a fixed and certain standard. But having jettisoned this fixed objective standard, government now tramples our God-given rights and pretends to issue what it calls civil rights. But civil rights are make-believe. Real rights come from the Creator. Is it any wonder that we experience chaos and tyranny when we play this dangerous make-believe? In the book of Romans, Paul describes a culture that has rejected God's authority. He says that they became vain in their imagination. Summarizing their condition, Paul says, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Well, in Ferguson, Missouri, we have witnessed the folly and the futility of make-believe civil rights. And when I see politicians, agenda-driven activists, and the talking heads seeking to impose their own agendas on the sad city of Ferguson under the phony rubric of civil rights, I see people trying to walk on the walls and the ceiling. No wonder they fall, and no wonder it hurts. This is Michael Anthony Peroutka for Institute on the Constitution, bringing you the American View.